Happy Trench Week, everyone. Trench turns 4 this upcoming Wednesday. I remember when Trench released, I was in my college dorm room, and then when it came out, I listened to it all, cried, went to bed, woke up, repeated that process, except I went to classes. And I still look back at this album fondly. And it's so nice to look at this now in terms of the lore. Because when it came out, the Dema storyline was fresh, it was new, it was on the scene, and it was also confusing. Some things in here did not make sense at the time. But now that we are 4 years in, we are another album in, with stuff in there is starting to make sense. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, I hope we're having a good day today. Hope your days go well and hope it continues to go well. Let's go ahead and take a look at Trench and see all the stuff that makes more sense now than when it did when it came out. Let's go. When I think of songs that are confusing in the Dema storyline, I think of Trench specifically, my mind immediately goes to Morph, because there is so much going on in that song. There is so much lyrical content, so much so that the Click has theorized this song up, down, sideways, left, right, every way that you can think of, and it doesn't help that we are literally talking about morphing into someone else. What did this mean? We all asked ourselves back when the album came out. And really, we asked this all the way through the Psy era, and we only got an answer when earlier this year when we got the Outside music video where we saw someone morphing into someone else. Because at the very beginning of the video, you saw the Bishop morph into Trash the Dragon, the Crash the Sub into the Submarine. At the very end of the music video, you saw Tyler morph into the now deceased Bishop's empty vessel. He's deceased, you use Ned's horns, the neurological expansion device, and you can morph inside of his body and control that body and to do whatever you need, such as burning Dema from the inside. And the telltale sign is the glowing yellow eyes, much like Dan and Sally at the live stream experience, or the vulture at the very beginning at the album cover of Trench, which this song, it definitely makes, looking at the album cover, seeing the yellow eyes, thinking of the morphing into someone else, definitely gives more credence to Surveillance on the Outside, No Chances, or even the line in Morph, and now one invades today while the other spies tomorrow. And honestly, it even gives that beginning line some thought. Can't stop thinking about if and when I die for it becoming an empty vessel. From now I've seen if and when are truly different cries for it. If is purely panic and when is solemn sorrow. While one invades today, one Bishop invades you today, while the other spies tomorrow. Surveillance on the Outside, or whatever spying you need. And you also get the confusing lines of there's no above, under, or around it. For above is blind belief, and under is sword to sleeve, and around is scientific miracle. Let's pick above and see. And honestly, it's still a pretty confusing line in terms of the Dema lore, but someone recently in the comment section pointed out the what if the let's pick above and see refers to the blue door in the IC tour, because above is blind belief. Let's pick above and see. They walk through the blue door and boom, there was a concert, so it worked out for them. And in verse 2, it literally says, we're surrounded, we're hounded, there's no above or a secret door. And we got one during the Icy tour. When I think of individual lyrics that are confusing, I immediately think of Levitate, because it had one of the most confusing lyrics in there that I only understood now, because at the very end of the rap section, Tyler goes, chorus, verse, now here comes the 8. Wait. And immediately you're like, wait, 8? I thought there were 9 bishops. Huh? And literally a lot of people were like, wait, what did you just say? And this line makes so much more sense now, because there's only 8 bishops alive currently in the Dema storyline. So Tyler was telling us this from the beginning, and if you want more proof, during the Bandito tour, during Levitate, this was one of the visuals. A bishop that was actually a skeleton. It was an empty vessel. It was a dead bishop. He literally told us this from the very beginning, and oh boy, sometimes I hate Tyler. And there will be people who point to Levitate as the first telltale sign of Trash the Dragon 2 because I learned how to fire breathe. I am not for that because indeed Tyler, Trash are two different people, and also within the Dema storyline you never saw Trash actually breathe the fire. You just saw him swim through the water. Looking at the hype now, there are two things that are interesting about it, because in the bridge, no, I don't know which way I'm going, but I can hear my way around. We hear that theme of I can hear my way around in Scale Nicey with Mulberry Street. When times aren't the best and I'm on the edge, I'll just listen for a song in the distance. Mulberry Street. You get the point. But basically, it's kind of saying the same exact thing. When you're lost, when you have no control, when you have no idea where you're going, just listen for a song in the distance, then you'll be able to hear your way around. Whether that be through walking through Trench or through Dema's weird prison system. Also, what I think is really interesting is that in verse 2 of Trench, it goes, it might take some friends in a warmer shirt, but you don't get thick skin without getting burnt. It might take some friends, such as, I don't know, the Cybands, and a warmer shirt, Icy Tor, and you don't get thick skin without getting burnt. They literally had a campfire on the stage for both Takeover as well as the Icy Tor. Chlorine is honestly still pretty confusing because we don't know what Paul means by "so where are you?" It's been a little while. We don't have any recollection of any music video of anyone drinking chlorine, because of course in the chlorine music video Tyler never drinks from his cup. The song can make sense if you view it from Ned's point of view instead of Tyler's, but it is still such a very confusing song, except for the lines, I plan my escape from walls they can find. Rebel Red Carnation grows while I decay. So, leaving, escaping Dema. Of course, there are some songs that aren't a part of the Dema storyline in Trench, mainly Smithereens, which is just a love song, a very lovely love song to Tyler's wife, Jenna, and Legend is a song, a tribute to Tyler's grandfather who passed away before Trench released. So those two songs, 95% sure, even 99.9% sure, that they are not part of the Dema storyline. And I guess there could be lore in Smithereens within the background vocals during the bridge, but for Legend, I don't think there is. I think it's just what it is, a tribute to Tyler's late grandfather, and definitely can't be lore in that. Neon Gravestones, of course, is still one of the most emotional songs off of Trench, and I just learned today that it almost wasn't on the album because a lot of record companies heard it and they were like, you're not putting that on the album. It's a huge landmine right in the middle. They thought it was going to be taken the wrong way, and Tyler had to go to bat for that song. I'll link the alternative press article down in the description box below, but Tyler goes on to say that the song is about the religion itself as the antagonist of the Dema storyline. There's a lot about that religion, how it disguises itself as a good thing that hasn't totally been realized it. So covering up for itself. Neon Gravestones is, of course, a double entendre for the real life meaning as well as becoming an empty vessel, becoming a glorious god, which also gets talked about within Leave the City as well, because that's what glorious god means. You take the option of the things they talk about in Neon Gravestones, and boom, glorious god. You're now an empty vessel for Dema's property. And at this point, I do want to say that whoever needs to hear this out there, I love you. I'm proud of you. You are loved so much and you're doing a great job. And don't stop. You are doing amazing, you are cared for, you are excellent. I'm so glad you are around. And just remember, if anyone like makes you feel bad, or if you feel bad, there's always help out there. And just remember, I care about you. I'm proud of you. You're amazing. Pachina still makes zero sense except giving us context of where Tyler lives within the city walls of Dema. And I mean, the clear line is my house would be the one where the vultures are perched on the roof. And you can see that in the Nico in the Niners music video, because when it zooms into Tyler's little apartment, there are vultures on his roof. And of course, like, it has the line about the click. This click means so much to this dude, it could make him afraid of his music and be scared to death he could lose it. I guess you can kind of tie that with coming, like, make Dema forcing him to write this album. Possibly. It's still a confusing song and is one of those that's like, we need something else for the album. Let's make this really quick just to practice your songwriting skills, which is a character trait that gets emphasized in the JLAndersonMusic era in terms of writing this propaganda album for the benefit of the citizens of Dema. Looking at Cut My Lip now, it's more obvious that it's about escaping Dema again and keep on escaping Dema. I keep on trying, might as well, if you decide, might as well. Though I am bruised, face of contusions, I'll keep moving because I want to leave Dema. And I may have a cut on my lip, but I'll keep on moving. I keep on going back, even though it's me I abuse. I keep on going back. And this song, it still makes me so mad because it is just a few unique lines repeated over and over again. And as someone who tries to write music, I wish I could do this in a very unique way as Tyler does it as well. Don't mind all in my pride, I'm a lion. My Blood is one of those things where it can be talking about the Banditos, where, hey, you're family now, you tried to leave the city, you don't want to be here as much as I want to be here, so I'm going to view you like my brother, like my sister, like my sibling, and I'm going to do anything I can for you. And that theme gets revisited in Bandito, which is another one of those explanation songs that goes in between two perspectives. In the very first verse, this is the sound we make when between two places where we used to bleed and our blood and where our blood needs to be. Going back to the theme of my blood, my relative, I will do anything for you, and explaining what Salafalina means. And as well as the overview of, I created this world to feel some control, destroy if I want to. It's a very narrator talking song with like dialogue from the Banditos as well as from Tyler, or you can view as Clancy, or the same person depending on if you're on that side of the argument. In the city, I feel my spirit is contained like neon. It's very first person, as well as everything else in the song. So it's a very narrator-esque thing. And then finally, for Leave the City, again, just want to point out in verse 2, the burning of the fire, it's solo, it's concerning because they know when it goes out, it's a glorious gone. It's an empty vessel. There's no soul left to the fire. It's only time before they show me why no one ever comes back with details from beyond. And it's another one, it's basically just furthering the narrative to what we get to JLAndersonMusic, losing faith in what you're doing and just repeating to yourself, in time I will leave the city, but for now I will stay alive. And just keep repeating that message to yourself over and over again. Last year I needed a change of pace, couldn't take the pace of change, moved hastily, but this year, though I'm far from home, in trench I'm not alone. These faces facing me just keep on going back again. And honestly, like, its trench can still be confusing in terms of the lore, because it was the very beginning of the Dema storyline. So there was like many directions Tyler could have went, and the storyline has of course shifted over time. Like, there are some concrete things that were in place from the beginning, and where the things could have shifted, like the pandemic possibly shifted the Dema narrative to a different place than originally intended. Tyler said himself that he was writing another album alongside with Scale Nicey and didn't know which way it was going to go in other such, so much so that it's possible that one day we could get another Dema storyline album, but parallel universe album, or where Tyler can save these concepts and you go on to the storyline they're going to be doing after Dema, if they are going to be doing another storyline after Dema. And if they just want to make just music with no storyline, I'll be completely fine with that as well. Support them no matter what. But Trench still has some confusing bits. Some points you can be like, is this a plot hole? Is it not a plot hole? But still a great album nonetheless, that really looking back on it now is starting to make more and more sense. But anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow with something else. Don't know what yet. And I'll see you guys, I'll think about it. And I'll see you on Wednesday with my Trench Day cover. Thursday for Sideband, and Friday for a pre-recorded coffee talk, because I'll be in Nashville. But anyway guys, I'll see you all later. Goodbye, and good night. More importantly, have a good day, and I'll see you later.